Because he's a very smart football player. He's got a high football IQ, and a lot of those runs he hadn't even carried the ball ever leading up into Saturday's scrimmage, and he had a natural feel for running the ball where the ball was supposed to go, and then taking advantage of when our defense was wrong, which is really how the running game works. When the defense is wrong, you have to take advantage of it. He was in the right spot to do so. And then he's heavy. We actually made a cut-up of him to show to the offense today of his ability to fall forward at the end of runs. He was turning 4-yard runs into 6-yard runs, 2-yard runs into 4-yard runs, and that's a sign of a good runner. And that being said, he's a versatile guy that, I don't know if he's ever going to be a feature back for us down the road, but he's a guy that we know we can put him in, whether it's in a short yardage situation, a goal line situation, late in the game to close out a football game, a guy that we can have trust in, that he can go out and execute the offense from that position.
What is Buck Allen's status?
It's not serious. It's a rolled ankle. My big thing with Buck is I just don't want it to linger. I don't need this thing. I don't want to be talking about this thing April 19th after the spring game. I want to get him healthy, get him feeling good, and when we do, we'll be able to back off Trey a little bit, who's had an extensive amount of carries here through 7 practices. So we have to be aware of the workload that we're putting on him as well, and James Tolan and Jaleel. So, it's a real balancing act. As we touched on, I remember getting asked this probably a week ago, how are we going to deal with having more than one running back and not having just a feature guy? We're going to run the ball a lot, and we need those guys to be healthy and fresh to do it the way we think that they're capable of doing it.
How do you feel like George Farmer has done so far this year?
Well, I thought what was great for George, Saturday in the scrimmage, he as you're coming back from off of a knee injury, half of it is physical, of just the knee getting physically right. The other half is mental, of believing that your knee is right. And so he felt like he tweaked his knee a little bit Saturday. I thought it showed a lot for George to come back out today and go through the entire practice and compete for deep balls, jumping for deep balls, making plays. I think speaks to volumes to, one, he's getting healthy. His knee is getting stronger and better, but 2, he's getting stronger mentally about what he can handle and how he can bounce back from it. So that's encouraging for us.
And earlier in this meeting, you said you guys were sloppy. I mean, you kind of acknowledged that. A lot of coaches seem, anxious about ever saying we looked, we had a great practice, we were flying around out there. Are you going to be, that honest as we go forward?
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with our team. I think that they need to know we can't. It's not always roses, at the end of every practice, and that's why you practice, and you take the field and you want to come out mentally and physically prepared, and you want to work really hard. You want to try to do things right. And it wasn't for lack of effort. We were flying around it. Our guys went hard. They were excited all the way through. We weren't as right as we need to be moving forward. And so it's a great opportunity for us. We're not going to turn a blind eye to it and just keep saying, hey, everything's great. That's part of coaching. It's part of pointing out the areas that we need to improve upon, and we'll do that through film study, and then hopefully we come out here Thursday and have a cleaner practice, with not those breakdowns that I know we're capable of doing it. I know we're capable of doing it, right, because they've shown me before. And it wasn't about installation. The installation's pared way back. This is stuff that we should know how to operate. So we just need to get better.
It's a quarterback situation sort of sorting itself out.
Yeah. I like these guys. I mean, they're playing well. I think that their comfort level within the overall scheme of the system is really improving. Every single day we take the field, I think it's improving. We threw a couple wrinkles at the QBs today at the line of scrimmage that was challenging on them. And we had them actually calling some plays at the line of scrimmage today. And so that was a new wrinkle that is going to be part of this. It's a progression within the system. So how they continue to respond to it is what's important. What I know is there's very few teams that go from A to Z, game 1 to game 14, with one guy every snap throughout the season. So right now we're focused on getting these 2 guys really prepared to play at a championship level, regardless of the situation, regardless of home, away, crowd noise, weather, who our opponent is. I just want them to be able to step on the field, knowing that they've prepared in a really hostile, tough environment. We make practice as hard as we can on them so that when the game rolls around for those two guys, they're going to perform great. And whichever one of those guys is taking the first snap come August 31st, that they'll be ready to play. And I'm confident that we can get to that point. So we're in practice 7, and we've got plenty of time.
What does Max or Cody have to prove to you to be the guy who gets the first snap on August 31st?
I don't know if they have to prove necessarily anything. I want a comfort level with them, knowing that I feel great about them taking the field and leading our team and confident in what they're doing, a real sense of belief in the system and in the guys around them and in their coaches, and that's part of the development. We're a new staff. We've been on this field 7 times with these guys. This isn't. It feels normal to me because I've been here for so long. I've been here for 7 years. Well, this is just 7 days with these guys right now. We're still learning one another, and it's all part of the process.
How big is guys like Christian Tober, the walk-ons with numbers in? How they contribute? What do you expect in the fall? Can they still continue to make an impact on the team?
Well, they're sure earning it right now. I mean, you look at Contrib, you look at Melstrom, you look at Tober. I mean, those guys are doing good stuff for us. And like I've been telling the team from the day I got hired, everybody has a clean slate. There was no expectations for everybody, and you're going to earn what you get. And everybody on this football team is going to have a role in some capacity or another. How big or how small their role is really up to them. And I think those 3 guys are working really hard to find a role, whether it be on offense or on special teams, to contribute. And that's part of the team-first mentality that I think we're really developing right now.
Your last one here.
What kept Sue Cravens out today?
He sprained his knee on Saturday. Nothing serious again. Very precautionary, like Buck. But again, I don't want to be talking about Sue April 19th and his knee injury as we head into the offseason. I want to get him 100% healthy. All right, guys.